My name is Mishak. If you haven't got a chance to meet me before, it's a great pleasure to meet you, to e-meeting you, or webinar meeting you. um, I'll be here with Julia, a wonderful volunteer of One World Children's Fund. Hi, Julia.
Hi, hello everybody.
So today we are hoping that we're going to share with you some techniques about fundraising in general, but information that can help you maximize your potential to fundraise during the holiday period. So welcome. So before we dig into any information, I'd like to let you know that some of the format. So Julia and I will present for 30 minutes, and so Julia and I will present for 30 minutes, and then we'll go over some exercise for 10 or 15 minutes, and we'll give you some chance to ask some questions. And for the questions, you can ask them throughout the webinar, and then we'll answer them at the end. And then we'll have a short evaluation survey that you can give us some feedback on how to improve and make this better next time. And information about GoToMeeting, you will see there are different icons that you can access, and most of them that you're going to use is the handouts that we have. And one of the handouts is the actual slides that we have, and then the exercises that we're going to do. And for better and to keep this sort of the sound better, so we actually muted all the microphone, so you can use the actual messaging box that's on the corner to ask questions and comments. So why is this important? Why are we focusing on the holiday? Well, you know, the holiday is really the period of the year when everybody's seeking to give, and it's where the attention is focused. But we're not just saying that, but you can see through this graph here, but if you're listening, so organizations are actually look at their giving from for the entire year, and then we can see that between October and December, about 36% of organizations receive between 25 to 49% of all their donations during that period. And 16% of organizations receive 50 or plus donations during the holidays, from October to December. And so if we're looking at 25+% of donations, technically almost 50% of all nonprofit organizations receiving money during that period. So it's really a time to sort of focus on fundraising. You know, all these reasons that you see outlined here. Generosity. It's the time of the year when people are reflecting, and there's a lot of emotions. And Christmas, there's lots of presents. It's the giving period. But you also want to make sure that, especially for the champions, I want you to see this period as an opportunity. It's an opportunity for you to focus on your annual fundraising goal. And the reason for that is our fiscal year, technically at One World, ends on September 30th. That means the next year technically began on October of that same year. And so your fundraising goal for the next fiscal year technically starts on October. So if you want to start giving yourself that opportunity to reach your goal, so you might want to start focusing really on that, on reaching maximize as much as possible during October and December. But now, when I see fundraising, I see it as an opportunity, as a combination of techniques, management, and talent. And so, technique, management, and talent. So what we're trying to do here today, as you can see in the first chapter, is going to be more focusing on the techniques and management. And in the second chapter, sort of presenting more of very basic and clear ways that you can actually apply those technique and management skills that we are providing. And then we'll have some suggestions at the end. So as I said, fundraising to me is a combination of technique, management, and talent, what I call the TMT. So you all want to, if you want to maximize your fundraising, you want to focus on all three, technique, management, and talent. So a lot of you might say, well, I'm not talented. I'm not, I don't know if I really can fundraise. I don't know if I can make the ask. I don't have those abilities. I don't feel that I'm not comfortable asking. But the good news is technique, management, and talent, we can change that equation. We can change it to technique, management, and holidays. Because during the holiday, you don't have to do much to fundraise. You just need to provide a platform and provide that opportunity for people to actually donate. And you can do that because everybody's seeking to give. You just need to give them a good reason to give. And so that's why we're focusing on the management and technique today. So as far as anything that you're doing, whether it's an event, a crowdfunding, or any of those that we're going to be focusing on today, you'll need three main steps, three main phases. And that's planning, executing, that involves organizing and controlling, and then you'll need evaluating. So that's why I said, remember, everybody P. And for P, that stands PEE, which is planning, executing, evaluating. And then planning, we're going to cover everything that involves in planning, and executing, that involves organizing and controlling. We're going to cover that, and as well as evaluating. So as far as planning goes, so in planning, we're looking at what do you want to do? What is it that you want to do? And why do you want to do it? And really start focusing on, are you seeking to do an event? And if you are looking to do an event, what is the goal? What's the budget that you have? Or should you have a budget event? What's the date where you can do the event? And based on what you're going to do, if it's, it depends on the size and the scope, then you want to focusing on what's the venues for that. What's your target group? Are you focusing on getting people to? You're paying attention to people, to family, friends, and sort of segment that. Are you looking at businesses? What size of businesses are you looking at? Volunteers. Do you need anybody to help you getting that event? Do you need people at One World Children's Fund? Do you need family members? What tools do you need to use? What strategies? Are you going to use it online? Are you going to send out something, an email, or all those questions? You need to sort of figure those things out in the plan. And then once you have those things sort of nailed down, then you're going to balance that by looking at the need and the have. So I want to do a small event. What is it that I need, and what is it that I have? And once you do that, and once you can know those things, based on what you need, then based on what you need and have, then you can start organizing. And what does organize involve? Organize is technically the way I like to view it is saying who does what, when, and how. And if it's just you that's involved organizing, then maybe the question can be what, when, where, and how. So it's implementing, it's looking at your plan and then identifying when do I need to complete each task? Who is completing each task? what I mean by task is looking at the elements that you outlined. So you talked about sending emails. So when do you want to send the email? Who is sending the email? Those questions need to be answered. And once you have that, you start organizing, you can define a timeline. And that gives you that order to know exactly when you're going to sort of spread out your entire plan to get the event done. And you know, as I said, you're gonna ask family, you're gonna seek volunteers. When do you do that? And you want to reach the One World Children's Fund, you want to reach to me to help you. Then don't wait until the last minute and say, oh, you know, by the way, I'm doing this event and I'll need your help to get to help me prepare this or that. Then that might be, I might be able to help you get it done, but it would have been better if we have that outline and we can, you know, exactly when you want everything done. Again, I'm gonna restate that. When it comes to organizing, you want to look at you want to ask yourself this question: who does what, when, how, and even where. Or if it's only you that involves organizing, you are doing it all by yourself, no need of anybody else, then the question might be, what do you want to do, when do you want to do it, how are you going to do it, and where are you going to do it. And that helps you define a timeline when exactly you're going to do each of those components that you outline in your plan. And one thing that you will not need to forget, and even throughout the whole process of planning and organizing, you also want to be thinking of the people that you're going to invite. Invite people. And when you're going to do that, the same question that we ask it for the people that you're targeted. And controlling, that's, you can say controlling or also monitoring. That is making sure that everything that you organized and planned are actually happening the way that you wanted it to. So you were making sure that you said you were going to send an email, you had defined that timeline, then you're following the timeline. And as you can see here, we say when an event can be well planned and well organized, but it really still needs to be controlled. Because you plan it, because you organize, you know, oh yeah, everything will be sent out. But if you don't keep up with it, then things might slip. So you wanna keep on looking at every step that you said you were going to do and the time that you were going in the order, you make sure you're following that. And the good thing about controlling, it also helps you to be able to anticipate change. So if something changes, then you know, well, I said I was going to send an email, my internet connection broke down, then maybe I should switch to a different route or different techniques or different ways to reach out to my targeted audience. And if you can control well your event since the very beginning, then you're also controlling your success. Evaluation, that's an important step because you want to know exactly how you did and for the event in general, but also you want to also be evaluating your process. So for the event or fundraising campaign that you launch, you want to, part of evaluating is also follow-up. So you want to thank everybody. You thank both donors and volunteers for helping to the success of your fundraising, and give them more opportunity. That's very important. When you're thanking people, you also want to give them opportunity to give more. Because if you actually did a good job in giving the good why they should donate, especially that the holidays, it's a whole period of time. It's not just one day, that one day of your event. So you also want to give them the opportunity to give and give more. And as I said, there are many ways that you can measure your success. You can look at the number of people that participated in your campaign or attended your event. You can look at the total of money that you raised. You can look at some of the more technical stuff, analytics to how many people clicked through your email, how many people actually opened your email, You can look at the new donors, because some people actually will be people that you already know that already used to give, but did you acquire new donors? Um, did people that used to donate more this time? So you want to look at all those things and sort of learn from that, because you want to build on your ability to fundraise moving forward. And as far as the process, the good way I usually evaluate the process, I go backward. So remember, in the beginning we say P, so plan, execute, and evaluate. So I would evaluate my evaluation process. Is it helping me to get the right information? Evaluate my execution. That means I look at the organization that I did and the way that I control things. Did that work? And then look at the plans and sort of go backward that way. Now that you have the core things, the core elements of getting either an event or campaign, or I said the core managerial elements, then maybe you should say, well, if I know all these things, I know how to plan an event. I know that it's important for me to control and organize, and I know how to do it, and I know what I should be looking for as far as evaluating that process. Then maybe I'm ready. I'm ready for an event. Well, I don't need to freak you out, but you might need some more information. So, as I said here, I have a well-designed plan. My event should be a success. Well, not really. I know everything about the execution. I have a plan B, so I'm ready. Well, not really. I have everything set up. I mean, people will come and they'll do it for sure. Well, not really. It's the idea of I'll build it, you build it, and they will come. Well, not really. I know what I'm doing. I did it once, it worked, so it's going to work again. Well, let me tell you, philanthropy changes and people change. So one thing that you really want to focus throughout the whole planning, executing, and evaluating process, you really want to think about your audience. You don't want them to finish like these people, like there, right there. Even if you, because there's one thing that you need to know. There is competition during the holiday period as well. There is competition. Everybody is trying to reach out to donors, trying to raise money, and so everybody's pitching. So you want to put yourself in a position where you actually pitch to reach out and not getting people slipping and not really understanding what you're doing. And part of that will involve your conversation with the partner and knowing exactly their story and knowing how to present them, and the why will really help you shape that. So those are the key things that I'll cover. I'll let, a lot of that is more theoretical, so I'll let Julia go over some very down-to-earth examples of how you can apply those elements and techniques of management. Julia, I'll pass it on to you.
Thank you, Meshach, for all this information. They're very precious for my part. So now I'm going to talk about a few options how you can fundraising. So we have crowdfunding, events, and emails. So let's start with crowdfunding. First option is a Facebook event. So it's very easy. You can create a campaign for the holiday season on Facebook. You just create an event. You can use also your own account, Facebook account. You need to have a date. In this case, this year can be Giving Tuesday, so December 1st. Then it will be an online event. And then you need to explain how it is going to work. So on Giving Tuesday, your friends, your Facebook friends, your partner organization friends, also you can ask one word to spread the word in the Facebook page. Or you, on yourself, you can post something on one word Facebook page. So people are going to attend online and are going to give that same day. So you be sure to provide the link in order to help them to easily find your information on One Word website page, donation page. So you need to copy the link to that page on the information. Then I suggest you to invite a lot of people. So you can invite all your Facebook friends and ask your friends to invite other friends. So I really suggest you to have a broad audience for this event, and also to take advantage of One Word network. So post on One Word Facebook page, asking them to attend your Facebook event on December 1st. And I really suggest you to start planning this event weeks in advance, for example, 3 weeks in advance, in order to warm up your friends, and also be sure to give all the information about your partner organization. So, for example, every day or 3 times a week, publish news about your partner organization, their last accomplishments. So be sure to get excited your Facebook friends. So in 3 weeks, they know a lot about your partner organization work, and so they are more excited and they are more willing to give something to your partner organization. You can also push hard the same day, and I suggest you also to use the Facebook event link attached on your other social network accounts, for example on Twitter. So promote your Facebook event on Twitter, on Instagram, on wherever you use to as social network. And also use the email. So in your emails, I suggest you to give your donors this option. So if you want to give, we have a Facebook event. It's online, so it's really easy to attend. It's really easy to donate. You just follow the link. It's really easy to know everything about the organization, because we are going to publish a lot of news there, so something like that. Another way to crowdfund is to create a challenge. So this is not an event, this is a challenge. You can use Click and Pledge Connect. It's a really great platform, and One Word has an account. So you just ask One Word how to do it, and we're going to explain. The challenge work in this way. So you need to set a fundraising goal. So a certain amount of money, but also a goal that means like an extra class for your partner organization, or a scholarship, or something like that. And then you show the percentage of donation that miss to reach the goal. So that should get people excited to participate and reach this goal. Usually it's a challenge for Giving Tuesday. So, but remember, you can also, if you don't meet the goal on Giving Tuesday, you can keep telling people, we almost reached the goal, we arrived 70%, we really need this, and would be great for the children, for the partner organization, and you can keep donating for the whole holiday season. So it's not important if you don't reach exactly the goal on Giving Tuesday. Then also for the challenge, it's very important that you promote this challenge on your social networks, on Facebook, on Twitter, Instagram, and also with your emails. So people, your donors, your friends, know that you are pursuing a challenge and what you want to accomplish with this money. And also here, please take advantage of one word, network, and help for this. It's important, so I suggest you also in this case to start in advance. 3 weeks, fine, so you can raise money before maybe Giving Tuesday and start the big time with like 10%, 20%, and you can also start. You can also ask your friends or family to start to give, so it's not 0%. It's not so nice to see, but at least it's 5% or something like that, because people get more excited when they are about to end the challenge and be the person that really matters. That really matter. So okay, with this challenge, now I just want, okay, because I said a lot of times such a network, I just want to give you a few tips in order to take the most from your social media usage. So first, it's very important that you communicate the news about your partner organization to your donors, so they need to feel important, and because in this way they are more engaged and more involved. So you really need to update your donors constantly, so they feel that they are providing something real, a real change. Then don't forget your call to action. So donate button or the link where they can go and donate right away. It's very important. So you post something, a news, and then if you want to, you can say, if you want to contribute more, if you want to help us, please donate, and the link. So it's very important, the call to action, follow the news and the posts. Then I suggest you to attach the social media icons to emails, so people that read your emails can see that your presence on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever. So it's very important that people know that where they can find you in the social media world. Then the last thing is to use hashtags. Hashtags are very important because they put your posts in a group. So for example, if I want to donate something and I go on Twitter and I put Giving Tuesday, your post, if you used the hashtag Giving Tuesday in your post, I might find your post, although I didn't look for the specific partner organization. So it's very important to use hashtag as Giving Tuesday or children or your country like Uganda or Morocco, something like that. Here in this slide you have a crowdfunding template for Click and Pledge Connect. So we have two options. The first is if you want us to help you. You have all the information that you should provide to us in order to help us to create a challenge in your behalf. The second option, that it's really easy actually, it's to do the challenge on your own, and these are the things that you need to do, and we are always here to help you, so don't worry. Well, so the events. You might feel that an event can be overwhelming, and you might think that you don't know many people, but actually, if you think your connection in your daily life, you might have a lot of connection at work, in your church, or wherever you go, maybe after work, Pilates classes, cooking classes, or just the park, or neighbors. So actually, you can leverage your own connection and find a lot of people that might be interested in your partner organization causes and goals. And talking about events, actually, also you can do a small gathering. It doesn't matter if you invite 200 people or 12 people. I think the most important thing, so the key thing, is to find people that are really interested in the cause you are sponsoring, and your partner organization, of course, and maybe have a personal link with that problems. For example, they have they fought for their education, so they know how hard is to achieve a good education, and how important is to achieve a good education, so you can leverage that personal connection with your cause. So it's important to find that kind of people, those kind of people. So I suggest you to focus on people that really might be interested in donate and know more about your cause. Then Mishak explained very well how to plan, to organize, to control, to evaluate at the end. That I want to highlight this. It's very important, because next time you can be more prepared and you can change something. So it's important also to have feedback at the end. But I would like to suggest you also, during your planning and organizing phases. So you might want to ask one word, or your friends or your family. You can ask them feedback about your idea and how you plan to organize, because an extra pair of eyes, it's always a good thing. So you can also take advantage of other people in order to reach a successful event. Here we have a list of things you want to think, you might want to think before planning an event. So it's just a list. You can add more things, or maybe you don't need speakers or volunteers because you're doing on your own. So it's just an idea what you might need for an event. The third part is regards emails. So I think all of you are pretty. I think emails, it's not a problem for you. I'm sure you are very good at this. I just want to give you a few tips here, because I read some articles and I just want to highlight something that I read. So the first thing is to develop a specific message and story. So the goal of your email is to reach the emotion of the donor, the heart. So if you craft a message that is specifically about maybe someone that reached a specific goal, and a message from the field, it's very important, because donors need to know what is happened there. So I know that, okay, we are providing shelter and food for orphan children, it's okay, but they really want to know names and what happened with these orphan kids, something more specific. Then, in order to arrive to the heart of donors, it's also important to include visual content, so maybe photos or a video if you can provide it, so they see what is happening there, and it's very important. Then, in this case, in this holiday season, I suggest you to adjust your giving levels. So if you give suggestions, for example, if you give 150, you can help supply 20 children with school supplies. If the average of your donation is around 100, I suggest you for the holiday season to raise a bit your suggestions, because it's holiday season. They might be more generous, and they always have the other button option, so they can donate whatever they want. Another tip is to give not just one but a series of emails. So a study compared email series, so 2 or more, to just one email, and the result was that if you send more than 2 emails, you have more response rate and bigger donations. My suggestion is to send around 3-4 emails. And then I just want to tell you that it's important to indicate the tax benefits. It's not the main thing, I know, but it's something that can help maybe a bigger donation, and to indicate that 100% go to support projects in the field. So it's another very nice thing to say to your donors, that everything that donate, it's for the children. Here, emails template. So I just want to give you a timeline, an example of timeline, and an example of content for your emails. As you can see, I'm proposing 4 emails. Okay. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Julia. And so one thing that I think I just want to highlight is the importance of having donation button. I think this, especially if you're doing crowdfunding and sending out emails, and even if you're doing an event, I think that might involve more the ask or setting the expectations for giving, because that's important. If any, if you were doing an event and you were inviting people over, then don't just, as I said again, don't just say I built it, everybody will give, but set that expectation in your invite. Let people know that they actually will be giving. And for the donate button, you want to put it as many places as possible in your email. Put it on top, put it in the bottom, put it in the body of your email, so that people, wherever they go, if they just want, if some people, depends on how they look at emails. Some people might only look at the top of your emails. Oh, they look and then they just don't feel like reading the whole thing. And so you might want to put something there to catch their attention and sort of put it as many places as possible. And that we can also help you with this. And I think the other thing that I want to highlight, and everything that I think Julia was speaking to, whether you're doing an event or you crowdfunding campaign, or you sending out emails to raise event for Giving Tuesday, you want to think both 3 set of time: before, during, and after. And I think it's nice because that also correlates with the TMT that we talked about before, the core management principles in the holiday period, because you want to start your campaign, your event, everything that you're doing to raise money. You want to think about, what is it that I need before that event to get me ready? What is it that I do during that campaign and during that event? And what is it that I do after that? And I like this design of before and during and after, because the after part is bigger. And I think that's very important. A lot of time, for instance, in Giving Tuesday, we think, December 1st, everybody will just blast everything. And then after that, okay, well, we raise our money and that's it. Not only that, we need to do the follow-up that I spoke before about in the and when you're evaluating your event or your campaign, but you also want to know that this is just the beginning. this is just the beginning of many opportunities and many windows that you can open to raise money. And especially for you, my champions out there, you know that it's a year commitment. There is so much more to do, and your goal is annually. So you really want to think about what is it that I'm doing after. What is the next thing? How can I keep that vibe? How can I keep people to donate through the campaign or even to donate through to the cause? So shape the why in a way that you can sort of keep people to be engaged and with your partner organization. And so we do have some resources for you, information that that you can look at through. There's some brilliant ideas out there, things that you need to think about doing during the holidays, and there's some really good ones. And some of the actually, let me just go through one of the link here, and if for people that are listening on the phone, I'll just read a little bit about some of the things that they have here. So they talked about raffles, for instance. That's a good thing. All-you-can-eat potato bar, baby and kids resell. There's a lot of things. Bake sale, barbecue contest. I don't know if all of it related to the holiday period, but at least it's giving you buckets for donation, business fundraisers. Maybe that's something, if you know somebody that has a business, then you want to put something there and just fundraise there, or invite your friend that has a company to allow you to come and talk about your partner organization, or to just put something there to give people an opportunity to give at the end of the year. Yeah, there's a lot of different things, but this is there's so many different ideas here. So, and that's just one of the links that we have. So explore that and see anything that can be useful to you. So let me see. I think we have some questions. Ooh, lots of questions, in fact. So let me see. One question's here. What commission do crowdfunding sites take? The one that we use, I believe, is free. So the processing for credit card is just the same as any processing. I think it's probably like 3% or so. So and one thing that we generally say and advise people to do is, if you know somebody that's making a big donation, I would encourage them to give you a check, because bigger donation, if you're looking at 3% out of 3%, all of that could go to your partner, or either you can save that person quite a bit of money and not having to process it through credit card. So I would say bigger donations, encourage them to send a check. Yes, the slides will be available later. I have a question about the match, which I think I was going to talk about a little bit. So for Giving Tuesday specifically, so on Giving Tuesday, we will have an event on Facebook, and that event we'll share on our social media, and I will pull in every other crowdfunding campaign that's out there that you guys are doing, and we'll add that into that same Facebook page. So I'll keep track and keep making it and keeping everything active as possible, but also that way, not just your network, but also One World Children's Fund network can sort of know what's going on and what you're doing. But I also heard that in the past that some people actually had helped within the organization. I think it's the beauty of the reciprocity that we have of World Children's Fund, because when we did the match, some people actually, some other partners or champion had donated to other organizations that hasn't yet received any fund, just to make sure that they're also benefiting from the match, which is beautiful. So yes, we're doing the match this year, and I don't know specifically how it's going to be divided and how much organizations are receiving, but I don't think we're matching 100% for everybody, because what we have is very limited, but we also want everybody to sort of gain a stake of that. So we will do it, and I think I'll send more information about it as we move forward, as I get more information as well. So if there is any question still, please share. And at this point, I think I'm going to go strictly to the actual exercise that we're going to do with Julia.
Yes.
So now, as much as you can, write down some ideas, some possible fundraising ideas that you could do for the holiday. And sort of think about all these ideas. What do you think you can do? But can do doesn't mean that's going to raise a lot of money. But what is it that you think is a potential idea to raise a lot of money? But sort of think about, can you do it as well? So once you have that idea, then we'll start actually crafting an actual plan for it. So we're going to define the event type, and then based on the event type that you want to do, refer to the previous template that we have, and think about what are the things that you need, what are the things that you have. And from that, at least everybody here, I hope, will have something down. And I know for sure everybody here will do something for Giving Tuesday. And then I'm not sure we're going to do all the organizing thing, but I think Julia and I has actually, I think Julia is also coming up with one of her ideas, and then we'll sort of go through that with you as well.
Yes.
So let me give you some chance to share that, Julia. So what are you doing something for the holiday?
Yes, so because it's my first time and I'm new in this fundraising world, I thought to do an event, a small gathering with my family members and friends at my house. I was thinking dinner plus an after dinner, and the idea is to celebrate an early Christmas. So my financial goal, so my fundraising goal is $3,000. I'm thinking about 12 people, and I'm thinking about a Saturday night, probably December the 12th, in my house. As I said, with my family members and friends, and I would like to share with them some information about my partner organization. So I was thinking after dinner to connect with the director of my partner organization and having a Skype conversation, and so my friends, my guests, can ask to the director some questions and have not a debate, but something like a sharing information. So if they want to know more, I would like her to tell them to answer their questions. I'm thinking from 6:30 p.m. to midnight, and I have the menu in my head for the dinner, so I think I'm fine. I thought about my need and have, so what I have and what I need, and I think I have I'm comfortable with what I have because I know that I can find everything in the grocery shop. I have the house, I have time, and I know what family members and friends invite. And I have a PC and internet connection, so.
Okay, good. So, if you do that small event, will you be able to raise that money, or should you do something bigger? Um, what do you think?
Um, so I prefer to start with something small because I'm not comfortable at this stage of my fundraising career. I'm not comfortable to ask a lot of money and ask to strangers. So I would like to I would prefer to start with something small. And also I don't think I have the budget to rent a bigger place, and I don't think my house can host more than maybe 14 people if we do something not sit but like standing, like a buffet.
Hmm. Okay.
Probably, yeah. And maybe next time, if this event is going well, probably I can maybe ask a friend for a bigger house and move. I really don't think for me it's a good idea to rent a place because rent, especially in San Francisco, is pretty high, and I don't want to waste money that can go directly to my partner organization.
Okay. So how do you set the expectation? How do you make sure that people know that they will be donating?
Yes, that's it's going to be a tough thing because of my attitude. I'm not very direct as person. My communication is more implicit than explicit. But my idea, because they are close to me and they know how involved I am with this organization, I'm going to tell them. I think I'm going to tell them in when I'm inviting them that I want to raise some money. Maybe I can also say I would like to raise $3,000 because they need an extra class, and I really want to have this class before Christmas as a present for new children. So probably with family and friends, I'm comfortable to say what I want to accomplish and why. And so probably I'm going to tell them I would like to I I give you a free dinner. I hope nice dinner, but I would like to, and I don't want presents for Christmas. I really just want you to help me raise that kind of money for my partner organization.
Okay, wonderful. So what I'm hearing here is that one of the best way to set that expectation is to just probably just label your email or just label the invite that you're doing as
Mhm.
fundraiser.
Yeah, yeah, I
Let
think,
to,
yeah, I don't want to surprise them at the end of the dinner asking money, you know. I want to prepare them. And if they don't feel comfortable, they can say that they have another plan for that night. So something, but I prefer to be clear before.
okay, nice. So if I'm looking at the needs in the half also, I think that you might need a couple volunteers, but if you're
Yeah,
doing so since you're doing a small event, but if you were to do a bigger event, then you will need more volunteers, which you don't necessarily have a lot of people at this point, and you already have the space, which is nice. Um, do you have enough time to pull this together? I
I
think
believe so.
yeah,
I
December
believe.
12th. Yeah, that's probably enough time for a small event.
Mm,
You have family and friends that you already targeted, and that those are the people that you have the resources that you need to reach out to them. Did you find the time? You think you have the food ready? Because you don't wanna do something bigger than you that will require you to have a budget. So I think based on that, it looks like a small event might be more viable for you to do. So that's nice. So once you have that, then the next step would be to organize to know exactly. when to buy the food, and when to start inviting people, and when uh, to to send out those emails that you wanted to send, um, and when to how to actually set that expectation, and all those things are the things that you're going to be thinking forward. I'm thinking, is that right?
Yes, yeah, I thought a timeline. I think I'm going to start calling people. I would prefer a phone call rather than an email because, as I said, they are my family members and friends, so I prefer to call them and also feel the, you know, when you talk with someone, you can feel if he or she is interested or not so interested. So I would like to have this feeling while I'm uh, doing the invitation, when I'm making the invitation. So I think I'm going to start 4 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks in advance. Then I know I'm going to have the grocery shopping few days before, just because I need the food right before the event. I cannot buy in advance. And then the most important thing is that I'm going to take one day off, probably the Friday, because I need to clean the house and prepare the food, something to do. So probably I'm going to take from work one day off on
Okay.
Friday.
So although this is an actual event example, but I do think it sort of show that it involves some brainstorming and thinking about the things that you need to do to get to the next step, to get your event ready, and thinking also of the why, and the, when, and organizing those things to get you ready to fundraise. And so, as I said, those are a few informations, really a few, very few informations. And I know some of you actually require that we share with you some campaign that actually succeeded, and then we can that very success stories. I can search some of these resources and share with you. I will again. I'll send you if you feel that you need some more information or on any of the things that we discussed. I will share the slides and work with some ideas. And if you need me to help you with anything, please feel free to reach me. And I will share with you any more resources as possible. And I hope this was helpful to help you with the defining your TMT. And again, as I said, this was more a management and technique based that's to sort of help you maximize your giving during the holiday. So it's really focusing on as I say, the techniques, management, and instead of talent, now we are seeing holidays. So looking at during that holiday period, it's always there is an opportunity there. So really, you just want to have that opportunity and idea, and plan that well enough to give people that platform to donate to your cause. And with that said, I will close it there. If you have any additional comments, I don't feel there's any at this point. But if you do want to discuss anything, please feel free to reach me, and I'll be glad to help you. Thank you, everybody, for attending. It was a pleasure to have you online with us, and I hope this was helpful. Thank you, Julia.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye now.